Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and there's still some interesting stuff going on even this holiday weekend in the Magic world. First up, Mark Rosewater confirmed the return of Bolas. Nicol Bolas. Apparently in the battle for Ravnica, he got desparked, which I did not know. I guess that makes sense why they trapped him in the meditation plane. Which that I did know. I mean, I didn't read the books because they were very poorly rated and poorly received. Because they were poorly written. But apparently, now that the battle with the Phyrexians has caused mass desparking, and the omen paths, which are just the holes between planes, are, I guess, still opening and maybe closing at random. I don't know. I stopped looking into how the omen paths worked when I realized that WotC doesn't know either. However, somebody asked, well, how less powerful is Nicol Bolas now that he's not a planeswalker at all? Because you guys might remember there was the Mending way back in the day, which I believe was the response from the multiverse with Alara, the whole Alara thing, which was also Nicol Bolas. Or wait, was it the other thing on Dominaria? Anyway, that took planeswalkers from godlike powers down to just like, okay, they're powerful. They can use mana better, basically. Well, Nicol Bolas not being able to use mana better, well, that's bad, you know what I mean? So if he were let loose, it almost wouldn't matter, because one, he has to travel like a normal person, and two, he's much, much less powerful because he can use less powerful magic. Now, that said, his knowledge of spells, pretty darn good, but can he cast them in a less powerful way, I guess? Well, the person asked the two-part question, what if an omen path opens up in the prison realm? Formerly known as the meditation realm. And all Mark Rosewater said was you have good reason to be worried. Not just because, like, yeah, that could happen, or if he got out, it would be really bad, but we're not planning that. It's because they're most likely planning that. In fact, that's probably exactly how that's going to go. I think him and Emrakul should square off. I think that would be the coolest damn thing I've ever heard of. It'll be on the new synthetic plane called Squidragon. Jelly Dragonfish. Jabadalin Necamracul Bolas. Well, if he got out, I think that it would be, he would use like his cleverness, like his plan. He would like make an army or convince a whole plane to do whatever. He just wouldn't be as magical about it because he used some crazy magic on Amonkhet. Like he changed like the rotation of the planet and like how the sun works or something. Like it's crazy. However, he just kind of tricked people. You know, that was what he did. It was magically assisted, but I feel like he would come out and just use his brain and his cleverness and still his existing magic to just do something. Like fight Emrakul on the moon to take all of the moon cheese. Moon cheese counters, of course, will work kind of like energy in Kaladesh, which is now named Avishkar. Oh, let's move on to that one. I made a video about this. Look it up. They pretended like Kaladesh was offensive depending upon how you pronounce it. And it was. It either meant banana people country, black people country, or deaf people country, depending upon the dialect and exactly how you pronounce it. So they renamed it Avishkar, which is good because, boy, if they accidentally named it Aveshkar, that's apparently Albanian for do you wear a dick, which is a significant insult. I assume directed at trans people or manly looking women, or maybe it's like rhetorical and it's meant to be like, hey, you know, I guess the American phrase would be take balls out of your wife's purse. People were initially reporting that that's what it meant in Hindi, but I guess not. I don't know how close that is to Albanian. My guess is not very at all. So they done did an oopsie again. Good job. And next up, we got TCG player continuing to screw up, and I say continuing because this happened to me personally. Now, it was quite a while ago, years ago, I would dare say. I don't have a poor concept of time, but the fact that it's still going on, wow. And yeah, it is person to person, and now eBay owns it, so it's almost like not their fault. Unless they're the ones calculating it or they're not giving people the right advice or whatever, people are still complaining that their TCG player shipments are showing up with, hey, you need more postage. And if that, you're like, what? Well, then you don't live in America. If you do, you've probably seen the little pink slip that says, hey, put exactly, precisely, exact change, this much money in your mailbox, and the mailman will grab it and then we'll deliver your package. Otherwise, we're not doing it because the person bought postage in a way that we can't just bill them. So in other words, U.S. Postal, not UPS or DHL or FedEx, in which case they would just bill them. By the nature of the picture I'm seeing posted and some of the replies confirming, yes, this happens to me all the time, it looks like they either did PWE and it was one stamp over, but I think a stamp is above 46 cents, or it was first class and it was just off by an ounce, which means people need to calibrate their damn scales. Or they're like making some amateur mistake. Remember, this is coming from someone who has shipped out literal thousands of shipments of cards, where they like measure the bubble mailer, measure the acrylic, and then don't measure the outside label and the tape, or the label holder. And that can put it over, or the scale isn't sitting on a hard surface, and so some of the energy is absorbed. Like you put it on like a couch cushion or something and measure it, or it's just a really cheap garbage scale. Or they stack heavy items on their scale when they're not using it. Oh my God, you do that, I will slap it right off of there. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. So yeah, if you're a person selling anywhere, don't do that. Make sure you calibrate it. And if this happens to you, I mean, I wouldn't hit them up for like the difference because it's like, 46 cents, whatever. I would just be like, hey, bro, don't do it again. You know, just like you messed up. You got your weight wrong. You got your postage wrong. What else we got? Some WotC staff has said that more unbannings may occur in the future. So just a little wink, wink, nod, nod. You might want to invest in certain cards. Anything that was banned but wouldn't be considered too powerful by today's standards. So I wouldn't say Amulet Bloom. I don't think they're that damn stupid, but they just unbanned Artifact Affinities. So we'll see. Lantern Control, we'll see. Oh, I actually forgot to mention this. This is in my notes. Oh my gosh. Kaladesh sealed boxes almost doubled in price after they got banned. I don't know. That's not really what happened. I mean, you know that toy that had the wrong URL on it, led to a very inappropriate website, and it was on a kid's toy, and so it was recalled. But, you know, if it's recalled for something that controversial, you buy the crap out of it if you see it, and people are scalping it on eBay. Yeah. People think that that's this, I guess. I don't know, man. I think it's partially that, and it's partially people trying to like pump and dump it, kind of like, yeah, I'm going to write it up, but I'm going to dump it early. I'm not going to like hold it for 5 years and hope it stays that way because it won't. I think it's that mixed with, hey, wait a minute, I could just like hope that some of these mechanics come back and then like Gear Hulks are more playable or something, you know? Plus, I mean, Kaladesh was a pretty valuable set overall. It had the Masterpiece stuff in it. So will it stay at like $700-800 a box? Probably not. But are there that many floating around? Probably not. In almost not news, WotC has confirmed that they're happy with their changes to standard, and what they did to it is very positive and working great. In related news, some staff at WotC have lost their damn minds. And lastly, Sheltered by Ghosts, the absolutely overpowered nightmare enchantment from hell from Duskmourn House of Horrors, has now hit a record $7. Yeah. It's almost like I said during the spoilers that card was a mistake. You know the uncommon land from Kaladesh? Yeah, it didn't hit this high. That's how broken this is. Way too much value for 2 mana. They really screwed that one up. And the last story is I went 7-2 on the last Bloomborough draft. Suck it. Oh, and then the game absolutely broke. So go look at my shorts shelf playlist. I don't remember what they call the stupid thing. Go look in the YouTube ADD zone of my channel and go look at the short if you want to see what happened. It was pretty funny. And that's all the news I got. Have a holly jolly Merry Christmas, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.